That's not just rejection. That's erosion. We talk about how men should be loyal, strong, and self-controlled, but no one talks about
Unappreciated. That's probably the word that describes how most males feel in their life. Unappreciated. A lot of the times their family doesn't even show them appreciation, let alone society. They do a ridiculous amount of work. They build the society up in order to be able to be something that can not only help individuals thrive, but also protect the lesser of us. And what happens? They're unseen, they're unappreciated. And so the female you just heard speaking, she's going to speak about a specific something that happens with males who have made the choice to give a female one of the ultimate gifts, which is a relationship. In this case, maybe even a marriage. And the situation that happens inside of this marriage happens all too often. And the crazy thing is, males don't really speak about it, they just deal with it because that's what males are taught to do. So let's go over this video. I'm going to react to this video. And I want you all to make sure you like the video because we want to get the video likes to at least 50% because normally they're at like 7 to 8%. It's 10% generally around YouTube, but we want to get ours to 50% so we can grow this channel. It's been 4 years. It's time. So let's go ahead and watch this video and prepare yourselves because this might hit home for a lot of you.
imagine hearing, "Not tonight, babe. I'm too tired." Over the course of 5, 10, 15 plus years.
How many of you have heard that? How many of you have heard that not just like on a television show or on a podcast or something, but in your own lives? How many? Tell me in the comment section. Everybody knows to what "not tonight, babe, I have a headache" is referring. If you're an adult, it's referring to something dealing with intimacy. So males generally want intimacy more most of their lives, whereas females, they start wanting intimacy more when they get to past menopause and the whole nine. Then their intimacy, meter turns up. But that's the thing that males hear all too often in marriages.
That's not just rejection. That's erosion. We talk about how men should be loyal, strong, and self-controlled, but no one talks about what it does to a man who always feels unwanted.
Facts. Big facts. What did I say at the beginning of this? What did I say? What was the word that I used? Unappreciated, unwanted, unseen. Males deal with this type of stuff all the time and they don't even say anything. They just take it and keep walking. I'm telling you, if you were to grab a man on the street, you would just say, "Hey guy, let me holler at you for a second. You got a second?" And you had a camera and everything. You say, "We want to just talk to you about something." You said, "Let's step over here a little bit out of the public eye." And you started asking this man about feeling appreciated in the whole nine and said, "Bro, you mind if I give you a hug?" And you gave that guy a hug. I would bet, I don't know how much money that male 9 times out of 10 would probably break down and start crying. Why? Because one, he's out of the public eye. You're off somewhere so that nobody can see him. Then another male is hugging him. So he doesn't have to worry about hugging a female and breaking down and then her using it against him. He knows the male understands. He would probably break down and start crying 9 times out of 10 because nobody gives a crap about males. And I'm sorry, but that's just the case. And males know this. The funny thing is, females don't. Because females don't have to pay for the things that they do. We're not talking about meals and stuff like that. I'm speaking on actions that females do. They usually don't have to pay for it. They can throw water in your face. They can hit you with something. We saw on the video when the Olympic sprinter Sha'Carri Richardson, what did she say? She said, "You all are going to take me, and I'm the female, and he's the male in this situation." Even her, she understood that males get demonized immediately, or at the least, they get demonized first. So they don't even understand what it's like to have to deal with this stuff and nobody gives a crap. So when somebody shows a male that they care, all the stuff that males have been having to have bottled up and take, with them, and they may speak to their dues, but the weight is so much heavier than what males can normally let out. Those males, 9 times out of 10, when another male's in the room and letting them know, hey man, you can talk to me, you can whatever, they'll break down and let that all out.
This isn't about entitlement. It's about emotional starvation. It's about going from a husband and wife to platonic roommates.
Facts. Facts. She is spitting this video. Think about what she said. Going from husband and wife. Think about that whole honeymoon phase and all that stuff. And yeah, look at this my babe and all that stuff. To we're just roommates. Not even roommates who sleep together. We're platonic roommates. And the females will be cool with that. Why? Because they're like, I don't really want to have sex how males normally would want to have sex. So me not having sex, great for me, but it's terrible for him. But while they're still in the house together as quote unquote roommates, guess what he's still doing? He's still paying the majority of the bills because most males can't pay all the bills. It's just not a thing. So stop it. He's paying the majority of the bills. So he's still doing his duty, but females don't even feel like giving him sex is their duty. It's crazy. Biologically, they want a male to do this. Biologically, he wants her to do that. But she doesn't feel like she has to give him what is his biological imperative. But he feels like he has to give it to her, and she feels like he has to give it to her. Man, drop it to platonic roommates is diabolical.
And wondering, how did we get here?
I don't know why they're wondering how did they get there, because I just said it. When a female gets what she wants, she cuts off everything else that was supposed to go to somebody else. Because she's like, oh, well, I don't have to give it anymore. I got what I want. Why do you think they put so much attention on the wedding? Now, the wedding is actually for a man historically. Yeah, I know a lot of you all didn't know that. It's for the man. Why do you think they get her dialed up? They get her dialed up so that she can be given to the man and he will accept her and take her off her dad's hands. That's why the wedding is what it is. But females, because they always have to make everything about themselves, they said, no. The reason that I'm getting dialed up because I need to change history is because it's my day. That's how they think. So they don't want a $200,000 wedding and then getting in a marriage and they're like, all right, great. Now I got the ring, I got the husband, I got the security. Oh, he wants sex? I ain't giving him no sex. I don't want to deal with that. What do you mean you don't want to deal with that? Well, I don't have to because that's not something I want. So because it's not something I want, why should I give it? I should only give the things that I want to give and get the things that I want. I'm not thinking about him. Wait, but that's your husband. Yeah, but he's not the priority. I am. This is how majority of modern females think. Not the majority of modern females. This is how modern females think, but the majority of females, which is about 76 to 78% of females in the West. This is why marriage has gotten to the point to where it's gotten. Because males have realized platonic roommates, not being able to get the intimacy they want, having to still do their duty, but not getting anything in return. That's now the way that marriage is. And that's not something for which any man with any type of brain power would want to sign up.
Imagine hearing, "Not tonight, babe. I'm too tired." Over the course of 5, 10, 15 plus years. That's not just rejection. That's erosion. We talk about how men should be loyal, strong, and self-controlled, but no one talks about what it does to a man who always feels unwanted. This isn't about entitlement. It's about emotional starvation. It's about going from a husband and wife to platonic roommates and wondering, how did we get here?
Grab yourself some merch on the way out in order to support the channel. And, of course, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thanks, good man fam.